When Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 CE, it didn't just bury a city. It froze a moment in time. In that moment stood a mansion unlike any other in Pompeii. Bold, extravagant, and carefully curated. It wasn't a senator's villa or a general's fortress. It was the creation of two freedmen who once served as slaves. The house of the Vettii, originally built in the 2nd century BCE, belonged to Aulus Vettius Conviva and Aulus Vettius Restitutus, likely brothers, or at least former slaves of the same master. By the 1st century CE, they had amassed enough wealth and influence to not only buy freedom, but to transform a modest home into a palace of sensuality, symbolism, and spectacle. Excavated between 1894 and 1896, the house quickly became a touchstone for Roman art. But it wasn't until 2023, after 2 decades of painstaking restoration, that its true depth was fully revealed. 12 fountains now bubble once again in the restored peristyle garden. Perfumed air, once laced with rose and violet, is simulated by researchers studying Roman horticulture and ritual. Replanted flower beds hint at the house's daily sensory richness, a world where art, smell, and water dance together. And then there are the walls. Every room is a canvas. In the entrance hall, the fertility god Priapus is painted with a phallus so exaggerated it outweighs a money bag on a set of scales. For the Romans, this wasn't obscenity. It was prosperity made visible, luck turned literal. Elsewhere, the walls shimmer with myth. In the triclinium, Pentheus is torn apart by the Maenads. In another room, Dirce is tied to a bull. Hercules, Achilles, Daedalus, Ariadne all appear, frozen in their moral collapses and divine punishments. Each fresco is calculated, not random. This was a language of power speaking through paint. But what were the Vettii trying to say? Their guests would have recognized the iconography. These weren't just myths. They were social messages: strength, indulgence, revenge, fertility, divine favor. To those who dined here, the message was clear. The Vettii weren't born into status. They claimed it and did so loudly. Yet tucked in the margins of the house is another room. Smaller, darker, and more intimate. On its walls, erotic scenes unfold with startling candor. Couples entwined, actors preparing for scenes of staged desire. One painted sign advertises the services of Eutychus, a Greek woman of pleasant manners, available for hire. Scholars believe this may have been a private brothel room, carefully woven into the domestic layout, not separate, but part of the house's identity. What kind of home was this? A villa, a business, a statement? The restoration, completed in 2023, used cutting-edge technology, laser cleaning, ultraviolet scanning, and pigment reconstruction to strip away over a century of wax and varnish. These earlier coatings, meant to protect, had dulled the colors and hidden details. Now restored frescoes blaze with crimson, cobalt, and gold. For the first time in modern memory, the walls speak clearly again. And they tell us this: Rome's social ladder wasn't unbreakable. The Vettii had once been slaves. By the time Vesuvius erupted, they were among the city's elite, wine merchants, patrons of religion, and hosts to the powerful. But instead of mimicking the aristocracy, they rewrote the rules of prestige, decorating their home not with restraint but with audacity. So how do you display ambition when you weren't born into it? How do you proclaim wealth in a world that remembers your chains? Maybe you build a house like this. Myth on every wall, desire in every corridor, fountains singing your arrival. Pompeii fell in hours. Ash sealed the house in darkness for nearly 1,800 years, and yet today its message feels louder than ever.